Good day. Today we'd like to discuss with you about this One Belt One Road. Another name is called Belt and Road Initiative. It was launched by China President Xi Jinping in the year 2013. And this One Belt One Road covers two aspects. One is called One Belt, another is One Road. One Belt is referring to the land road which started in the Han Dynasty with this person Zhang Qian, and travel all the way from China to this India in general. But of course, subsequently after Zhang Qian, the land route has been expanded, and then at the height of this Han Dynasty, what we can see is this Silk Road was linked all the way from China to Europe, passed through Central Asia. And another one is One Road. One Road is referring to a maritime Silk Road, which was in general was in Ming Dynasty, and by this person Zheng He. And what we can see is this maritime Silk Road is linked from China, southern part of China, all the way through Southeast Asia. Then later on passed through India as well as this Central Asia before Africa, and then at the end reach Europe. So what China trying to build is revitalize the Silk Road, under this One Belt One Road. So what do we want to see is under this One Belt One Road, last time it helped the economic development, economic growth, international trade, as well as helping the social interaction. So in this One Belt One Road, what we are seeing here is a revitalization of what happened last time. So what we can see now is under One Belt One Road, there are two main things that they are trying to be built. Number one is on the transportation. China government trying to build the railway from, for example, from Kunming all the way down to Southeast Asia, including Malaysia. Another road is from China linked to Europe. So this is about the railroad. Another one is energy. For energy, China built hydropower plant, for example, in Pakistan. China also helped to build the gas pipeline and also the oil pipeline linked from Middle East to China. Of course, the main reason for doing this is to secure steady supply of energy, especially gas and oil, for its economic development. So in general, besides the benefit that we can see from that, China get quite a lot of benefit from this deal. One of the things that we can see is, especially during the subprime crisis, China having a problem of overcapacity when the whole world economy slowed down. When they have having this overcapacity problem, by having this One Belt One Road, it helped China to be able to export its excess capacity to other countries. This is the main benefit to China. Besides that, China also gained benefit from what we've seen, steady supply of energy. So next is we want to look at other countries other than benefiting from this One Belt One Road. If you look at what happened here, number one is about infrastructure, because when we have China trying to help the other neighboring countries to build infrastructure, and infrastructure, for example, building power plant, railroad, all these are very important for country development, economic development. So it helps their country to develop, and at the same time, it also helps to attract FDI, because FDI also need to have all this infrastructure ready. Then they only will be considering investing in these countries. So this is the main benefit to the neighboring countries. So another one we would like to look at is benefit to China as well as neighboring countries. That one we are mainly talking about international trade, because by having this railway built out, for example, it helps to facilitate transportation of goods from one country to another country. So the international trade among the countries actually get to increase. One of the very obvious example is Kyrgyzstan and also this Xinjiang. They are at a very remote area of this desert area. They are quite remote, and then because of this railroad being built, these two countries, Kyrgyzstan, for example, can be trading with China's Xinjiang area, and the international trade increase a lot. And not just that, the traveling among these two countries also get to increase. So in general, it helps the country to develop in that sense. So another one we would like to look at is criticism, because some people criticize that One Belt One Road is something not so good. Why? Because it makes some countries fall into a debt crisis, what we call debt trap, because they have to incur high costs to build this infrastructure, and these countries are poor, and some of them are not able to pay back the debts. So what will happen to them? So if you look at what happened to them, some people criticize that China government is trying to using this way to control the other economics and so on. So you look at a real example, in the case that if they cannot pay back, what happened? In the case of Sri Lanka, when the Sri Lankan government cannot pay back the infrastructures because of this One Belt One Road, what China government did was not forcing them to pay back. Instead, China government offers them something like this. Perhaps you can give us your ports and we manage it for 99 years. And by doing this, you do not have to pay back your debt. So this is how China deals with it. Of course, if when talking about this, you can link to the Opium War during the Qing Dynasty in China, of which when the imperial or let's say imperialism, what we can say is like UK, all this they have in the war China was defeated by them, and what happened is they have to give away the Hong Kong. For example, China had to give away Hong Kong to UK to be managed for 99 years. But that case is we're talking about the whole area passed to another country for 99 years, and then you lose the sovereignty. Of which now we look at the case of Sri Lanka. What the government loses out is the management of the port for 99 years. It's not about the sovereignty of the country. So this is what happened. Another example we can quote is like Laos. Laos is one of the poorest countries in the world. When they build the infrastructures, they will not be able to pay back. China also foresee that. China forgive a major part of the debts. Means that major part of debts of building whole things, the government says that you don't have to pay back. But partly are from the private sector, partly of the project built by the private sector, they are giving them, they even take up some part of it, and the other parts the government still have to pay. This is, you can see that China is quite sincere of helping the neighboring country. Lastly, what we can see is another criticism that we can get from this One Belt One Road is some people criticize that under One Belt One Road, the major projects are not benefiting the locals. Example, they are employing all the workers from China instead of employing locals. So by having this case, some people say that it does not benefit us if you're trying to build One Belt One Road. But at the end of the day, according to some people, let's say in Laos, they also, in the interview, they say, yes, it's true that when they are building this high-speed railway pass through our countries, we do not get much benefit from that because we do not, they are not employing our workers, our workers do not. And then they understand that why are they not employing our workers? It's because our workers do not know how to build high-speed railway. So we have to get people from China who have the experience of doing that. And also another thing is, because Laos is a mountainous countries, and if you want to build highway pass through mountain, for example, these countries people may not know how to do that. As a result, by having China build all these things is logical. But the benefits come after this, in the sense that after the whole highway is being built, by having one stop of this at your countries, so what happened here is the country will get the benefit of more tradings can happen and more people will come here for trip and all this. So at the end of the day, therefore, One Belt One Road will benefit the countries, even though initially it may not be, but in terms of job creation and also contracts. However, this is in general, this is what we want to conclude about One Belt One Road in general is helping the neighboring country to grow and also help China to overcome a lot of its internal problem. At the end, all parties are benefiting from this through international trades and also economic cooperations. So that concludes our class today. Thanks for watching.